Marilyn Monroe was an American actress, singer, and model. 1953 changed everything. That year, she moved from a rising star to a superstar. It was the first time her name appeared above the movie title. All three films released in 1953 were all top 10 box office hits. She didn't just break the glass ceiling, but shattered it with her incredible talent. Ironically, skeptics dismissed her talent because she was so beautiful. However, she played hard and walked her way to stardom. Marilyn Monroe's life is a tale of luxury, class, and wealth. Hello, Dream Luxers. Fasten your seatbelt because you're about to be wowed. Marilyn Monroe is one of Hollywood's most enduring stars. Although her career lasted only 15 years, she starred in 33 movies. You're probably wondering about her net worth and who inherited her estate after she died. Well, she had it all planned out. More than 6 decades after her death, she's still among the highest paid celebrities ever. Celebrity Net Worth estimates Monroe's estate to be around $800,000 at the time of her death, around $8 million in 2024. She earned a little under $3 million from her film salary in her heydays. We're talking about $24 million in 2024. Unfortunately, Joyce Carol Oates argued that she made a lot of money for many men, but not much for herself. When she died at age 36, she didn't have enough money for a proper funeral. She was generous with her wealth and spent freely on clothing and gifts for friends and employees. Her net worth in 1962 was pegged at $370,000 after various settlement costs. This is around $4 million today. Monroe's most valuable asset was her home in Brentwood, LA, which she bought months before passing. It was the only home she ever owned. So who inherited her estate? She willed $10,000 each to her longtime assistant and her half-sister. She then put $5,000 in a trust fund for her assistant's child. She left another $100,000 trust fund for her mother. Meanwhile, 75% of her intellectual property and estate were left to her acting coach, Lee Strasberg, while the remaining 25% went to her New York psychiatrist, Dr. Marianne Criss. After Criss died, a part of her estate was transferred to the Anna Freud Center in London to cater to kids with mental health issues. Marilyn Monroe may not have acquired dozens of expensive homes, but she lived in many. There are so many that it is challenging to keep track. She called more than 40 places home throughout her glamorous career. This beauty goddess explored them all, from small apartments to high-end hotels and Spanish-style mansions. Here's a look at the few homes that still exist today. First, the actress spent her childhood shuffling between orphanages and foster care before marrying her first husband at 16. After tying the knot in 1942, Monroe lived in a studio flat in Sherman Oaks with him. As she grew increasingly popular, she divorced him and moved on to marry a second husband. She married New York Yankees legend Joe DiMaggio. This romance lasted only 9 months. After breaking up, she moved into a penthouse atop West Hollywood's Granville Towers in California. This tower is still standing strong. The top unit measures 2,032 square feet and is spread across 2 floors. It boasts floor-to-ceiling windows and a minimalist interior design. Outside is a private courtyard offering a lush oasis. The unit was recently listed for $2.49 million. And next is this temporary home where she reportedly spent some time. It's singer Bing Crosby's house. Rumor has it that it was in this house that she had a romantic relationship with then-President John F. Kennedy. JFK visited this home often. Rancho Mirage measures 6,700 square feet and features an open-plan living room, an outdoor shower, an enormous pool, 3 fire pits, and a private cinema. It was recently listed for $5 million. There's also the New York Lake House in Westchester County, where the Playboy centerfold married playwright ex-husband Arthur Miller. The 6-bedroom compound is located across from the Wacabuck County Club Golf Course in Wacabuck. It was listed for $1.65 million in 2017. After their divorce, she bought a Mediterranean-style LA home for $75,000. The property has 4 bedrooms, a citrus tree-filled garden, and exposed beams. Sadly, she passed away in this home. She was found naked in bed with a phone in her hand. If you thought the star actress was all about luxury homes, think again. Marilyn Monroe wore the most expensive dress money can buy. John F. Kennedy turned 45 on May 19, 1962. Marilyn Monroe was at the historical birthday party. She sang the Happy Birthday song before a cheering crowd at Madison Square Garden. She was dressed in a rhinestone-studded dress, which she bought for $1,440 in 1962. This is around $14,400 today. Oscar-winning costume designer Jean-Louis designed the outfit. A sketch by Bob Mackie inspired the backless, sheer, form-fitting, and flesh-colored dress. The dress was so tight that Monroe had to be sewn into it before the celebration so as not to destroy the 2,500 crystals it was embellished with. Apparently, this exotic dress delayed her entry on stage and caused the host, Peter Lawford, to call her Late Marilyn Monroe. She died 3 months later, raising eyebrows. The dress is the most expensive in the world. It sold for $1.2 million in 1999 and $4.8 million at Julienne's auction in Los Angeles in 2016. The dress is currently owned by Ripley's Believe It or Not. Away from the spotlight, Monroe's wardrobe was minimal. The actress wore her favorite pieces over and over again. She dressed like the actor she was desperate to become. She sewed marbles into her jumpers to make her breasts more prominent and had a refreshingly modern look. She preferred sober ensembles like shirts, capri pants, black beatnik sweaters, and dresses during her New York phase. Milton Green's wife gave a sneak peek into Monroe's private life. The photographer's wife said that whenever the star actress wanted to go out, she'd approach her friend in the wardrobe department. She'll then borrow and return a dress the following morning with a $50 bill slipped in. That's how much she didn't want to acquire expensive clothing. But that's not all that makes Monroe stand out. She has a small collection of personal jewelry that gets heads turning. Monroe didn't own much jewelry, despite her successful career and game. Her collection was small and remarkable. Her 3 husbands gifted her a few pieces, and she only purchased a few notable pieces for herself. She mainly wore costume jewelry, and rhinestones were her favorite. This shows that she was a simpler person than the Marilyn persona portrayed by the media. Here are a few pieces she wore throughout her life. First off is the strand of pearls. During their honeymoon, Monroe's second husband and legendary baseball player Joe DiMaggio gifted her the 16-inch strand of Akoya cultured pearls. Rumor has it that DiMaggio received it as a gift from the Emperor of Japan. While the marriage lasted only 9 months, she wore the pearls often because they reminded her of happy times. Eventually, she gifted it to Paula Strasberg, her acting coach's wife. Next is the Blancpain timepiece. Her third husband, Arthur Miller, gave her this cocktail watch in the 1930s. It was a classic Art Deco-inspired ladies' watch. If you've seen the film There's No Business Like Show Business, you know this jewelry. The actress wears the queen of costume on and off camera. Monroe also wore the Eternity Band. The story goes that DiMaggio proposed to her without an engagement ring. However, he gifted her a band at the courthouse on their wedding. This ring was later known as the Eternity Band. This ring sold in 1999 for a whopping $772,500 at auction. And lastly is the Moon of Baroda. The Moon of Baroda is a spectacular diamond unearthed in India between the 15th and 17th centuries. The legendary actress wore it on her press tour for Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. This piece was traded between several royal families and was rumored to bring bad luck to its wearers. The 24.04 carat yellow pear-shaped diamond is the largest Marilyn Monroe wore. If you're looking forward to snatching a piece of Marilyn Monroe's legacy, I have good news. An exclusive auction is set to be held between March 28th and March 30th, 2024. Check out the details. Monroe's costume as Lillian Russell from December 1958 will be auctioned. The lavender satin, boned leotard, and draped chiffon is estimated to sell for between $20,000 and $40,000. There's also a Mae West-inspired black and cellophane effect evening gown designed by legendary costume designer William Tavila. It should sell for between $100,000 and $200,000. Other highlights from the auction include her 1962 John F. Kennedy Birthday Gala original program and ticket stub, and her custom shade of Elizabeth Arden lipstick in a gold tone case. Which of these items would you love to own? No doubt Marilyn Monroe lived life to the fullest. What aspect of this superstar's life resonates with you the most? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share it in the comments below and stay tuned for the next one.